Everybody, this is Karen. Welcome back to our channel called Our House, and in this video I wanted to talk briefly about the Overnight Student. This is a resource that is included in the Robinson curriculum. However, it's also available open source, free, online. Anybody can download it. It is a great resource. It is great for children and adults, teens, everybody of all ages, and it's just a simple technique on how to master a subject, how to absorb information. Basically, the story is this student failed out of college twice. Then he went back and implemented this study method, and then of course he passed, flying colors. It was a night and day difference. So what did he do differently? Number one is he took notes, and number two is he broke down those notes into little bite-sized chunk of information pieces, and then he would recite them. He would do it in an empty room. He would just, find someone something to teach, even if it's just stuffed animals or whatever, just repeat that information out loud. So how can this translate with the Robinson curriculum? So let's say a child is having a hard time with their Saxon lesson. Let's say they're at, missing digits. All right, let's just pick a chapter here. So you have already bite-sized chunk of information. So they could take this into a room if they're struggling with the lesson, and they can say, we remember that the bottom number in a subtraction pattern is called the difference. Okay, so you're reading it, and then you just want to be able to, maybe they make a little note here. Okay, we remember that the bottom number in a subtraction pattern is called the difference. And so they're reading it, maybe they're writing down that sentence on a card, piece of paper, and then they're going into a room where no one's looking. They shouldn't, they might be a little embarrassed to do this, but if they can do it, it will really help. And they just, teach that information to somebody else. Bottom number in a subtraction pattern is called the difference. The bottom number in a subtraction pattern is called the difference. So you're just repeating it, and then that's really going to sink in versus just sitting there and reading the same lesson over and over. Also, this can work with their vocabulary. We have the Life of George Washington here. Let's say there's some cards they're just not mastering. Okay, so we have shirk. They could just, look at it and whatever, but they can also go into a room and just say it out loud. Shirk, S-H-I-R-K, and then definition, to avoid work or study. So again, they're just going into a room. Shirk, S-H-I-R-K, to avoid work or study. Repeat that over and over. Just by saying it out loud, they're going to retain that information better than if they're just, looking at them and going through. So try this technique out with anything, really, anything that you want to learn. Just take the information, bite-sized chunks, and then repeat it to an empty room, to a sibling. This is really great too. I try to have my older kids teach my younger kids some of these concepts because it just further ingrains this information in them when they're teaching it to a sibling. It's a great thing. It's a win-win for everybody. The child is getting individual attention from an older sibling. The older sibling is reinforced on the concepts by teaching them to them, and mom is out of the picture. So it can be a win-win-win all the way around. So that is the Overnight Student. I will put a link in the description below where you can check it out. It's such a quick, fast little read, but it is very powerful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.